Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Mayor Spotlight, where we are headed around town. We're talking to local businesses, we're looking at project sites, and we're providing the up to date and pertinent information to the citizens of Clinton so they know what's going on in this great city. Today, I am down here at City Hall, and I have three representatives: Dennis Lauver, Tom Kester, and Chris Hansen from our Neighborhood Improvement Committee. The Neighborhood Improvement Committee is a official committee of the city of Clinton that's comprised of citizens, and we have some council and some staff liaisons that work with them. And their job is to go around and help make neighborhoods better. And we're going to go through a lot of these different projects and some of the initiatives that they have going on currently to make those neighborhoods better and kind of reach out and help the citizens. So Dennis is the chair of the committee. I'll turn it over to you to kind of get it started here. I think the property improvement program is probably one of the big initiatives that you've been running for quite some time. Can we talk about that to start?
Thank you, Mayor. At our May meeting, we spent some time, and actually in April, and did kind of a review and creation of a program of work. We evaluated what other communities across Iowa and across America are doing in their respective communities with their versions of the Neighborhood Improvement Committee. And we saw certain things that other communities are doing and thought, that could be something that could work here in Clinton, Iowa. And there are a couple of things that the committee liked. We're not at the implementation stage yet on those, but there are some additional things coming beyond what we're going to talk about right now. So we're excited about it. And there are multiple opportunities for you to get involved. You come to the city's website and search for the Neighborhood Improvement Committee. You can find details on some of the stuff we're talking about. For example, the Property Improvement Award. If you want to nominate a business or a commercial property to receive an award, go to the city website, find your way to the Neighborhood Improvement Committee, and you can learn how to do that. Tom and a group of us went and awarded several awards yesterday to people, so I'm going to let Tom talk and describe and talk a little bit about both on the commercial and on the residential side.
On the commercial side, the one we picked for the month of for May, and we weren't able to do it, so we went to June, and it was Pathways, and that's the business that works with special needs, some of the ones that just are down on their luck, and where they're located is in the old Cops Market building on 2nd Avenue South. I drive by there 7 times a day sometimes. Nothing changed. All of a sudden, something's different. Here they redid their whole building, they painted it, and it just stood out, and I noticed it. That's what we're looking for. It's an improvement in the whole neighborhood now. You just look at it. I stopped, I talked to the people, and they said, yeah, they did that. They got other things in the works that they want to do also. So I nominated them, and then we brought the stuff out to them. They were surprised, let me tell you. We give them the city flag. We give them the city coin, letter from the mayor. They were shocked. They were appreciative. They had their staff there all waiting for us. We took some pictures. People were driving by, hawking, wondered what's going on, and that's what we're looking. We're not trying to make peer pressure, but maybe we are. We want our building better. We want the next building better. That's, domino effect. And, we do the same thing with the businesses. And some of Chris wasn't there yesterday, but we did three houses. One was over on Briar Cliff. Another one was over on 12th Avenue North. Another one was on 2nd Avenue South. We do have a map. It's in Tammy Johnson's office, where each one for the last probably 6 years maybe, that are all over the city, saying where they are, and you can just see like 2 in this area, and all of a sudden there's 2 over here. All of a sudden up on Roosevelt, there'll be 2 that sprout up. They're like carrots. All of a sudden, here's one, there's one. It's just amazing how
And so yesterday's meeting, the example of kind of what Tom talked about, nomination for our July awards, and a house, they just simply took the edge of the front yard and they put up a retaining wall, a very sharp looking, not just concrete block, but a very, very nice looking thing. And it's on a high traffic street, and it just makes that neighborhood look better. So then the people next door, people across the street, and others say, hey, good. And imagine you're a first time person driving through Clinton, Iowa, and you see it and go, hey, that looks nice. Oh, nice town. And that creates a positive impression for people that are here and others that are coming.
Absolutely. It's wonderful to kind of work together and kind of help each other out as far as properties getting better all over the place. It's kind of one of those things that it catches on in the neighborhood, which is the point of the program, right? And it's a monthly program, so look out for the signs. Everybody's got signs in their yard, their business when those are awarded, so that's cool. Okay, let's move on. Minutes Matter is another item that you guys kind of came and briefed council. It's probably been 6 to 8 months ago now.
We were approached by a member of the community who just, bless her heart, has a passion and a deep concern about the number of houses that don't have any house numbers on them. And so working with some of the folks out at Home Depot and working with the Iowa Association of Realtors Foundation in Des Moines, the Quad City Association of Realtors Foundation, we secured some money to buy house numbers. And I'm going to turn over to Chris Hansen, and he'll give you an update because Chris has been busy in the last week doing some of this also.
Yes, so like Dennis was saying, we were approached by a member of the community that had very passionate about this, which I think was a very underestimated topic that we were missing, essentially. And she approached us to how could we facilitate and how could we make this actually happen, what we need to do. So like Dennis was saying, we approached different organizations to collect some money, some volunteers, and then created the program, the Minutes Matter program, which then helps put the house numbers on the houses that are missing them, to help emergency personnel, sometimes a pizza delivery guy. So far this year we have done 4 houses. I believe the previous year we've done 6 to 8 total. It's a really good program. You can call Building and Neighborhood Services to facilitate that. It is 100% free. All you need to do is call Building and Neighborhood Services, fill out an application, and then get approved.
Awesome.
And I think of the 4 that have been done within the last week by Chris and Tom. Actually, I think at least 2, if not 3 of those 4, they just went to the city website and found their way to Neighborhood Improvement Committee and filled out the paperwork all online. So again, if it's you and your house needs numbers, or maybe it's that one across the street or down the block, you see a house that needs some numbers, let us know.
A lot of it because of the derecho.
Yeah.
When they got resurfaced and put new siding on, just forgot to put the numbers on, and I'm surprised. I used to be in the pizza business, and I look around, and there's a lot of them that are missing.
Yeah, definitely an understated thing. And when you guys came and briefed council, that's exactly what I thought. It's not something that I maybe noticed or paid attention to, but something that's extremely important as we have the public safety and the pizza guy and all those different things. So that's really cool. And another initiative that you guys have going is you are facilitating the roof repair program for the city. Talk about that a little bit.
Correct. So I believe it's through the in-house program that we created to help essentially houses that needed roofs, long story short. There's many areas in the community that we felt that we could help, and obviously given the structures, roofs are a very big one. And so we created this program to try to help the property owners that maybe are just down on their luck and need a little bit of help with assistance on that roof, and then we could kind of give a helping hand. We have done 4 roof grants this year. I think in total we have done 9. That program is going to continue to grow, hopefully, as people are learning about it. That also you can call or go onto the Neighborhood Improvement website online on the City of Clinton website and also apply. There's a program and a list of steps that you need to follow and procedures. Then that gets brought to us. We look at it and go from there.
I think he was telling us last night, Joel, that there's 3 right now that are being process,
Processed.
and we might be running out of funds
Right.
for this year.
There is a limited amount
For
of
the current
funds.
fiscal year, but then,
Yeah.
Yep.
to Chris's point, there's
Yeah.
going to be the next fiscal year. So
Yeah, that starts in
again,
July.
there's an
doesn't it?
opportunity for everybody in town, or if it's you, your roof is fine, but it's that one across the street, go talk to your neighbor. Encourage them to go to the city website and apply for the money or learn about the roof grant program.
It is first come, first serve, and there are certain criteria that the applicant has to meet.
Right.
But yes.
We try to create as much objective criteria as we can for that to get through that. So I think that's a good program too. And I know one thing that we feel at council too is you guys are doing a great job with the roof program. And the idea was if we can protect the roofs to start, then hopefully the rest of the structure can stay.
Right.
You don't have to budget necessarily to tear down some of the houses that get to the point of beyond repair. So I think that's a really cool thing.
Right.
I think those items obviously extremely important. One that's probably got a little more press, so to speak, would be the street naming. And I think that's a cool thing. Obviously, some of those have hit the newspaper and the media and things like that. Let's talk about the process for
Before
that.
we do that, Mayor, I would say that we'd also been involved in help direct money back to a couple houses to address lead paint
For sure.
and remediation of that. And again, that's all part of fixing up a property, both on the inside and the outside, which again hits that overall purpose of improving neighborhoods and therefore improving the community. The committee is the entity that city staff comes to with the honorary street namings, and I'll let Tom go into the next level of detail on that.
We'll get a list of maybe 2 or 3 names at a time, and then we'll go through all the criteria if they meet it, and we'll vote on which ones we will select. And basically they're all great names, you know. So maybe they won't be selected for this month, but they're probably going to get selected for the following month if there's more than one. When we had 2 that were both the same, we went ahead and did one, then we came back the next month and we selected it again. If it gets down to us, usually it's nominated by a family member. There is a fee. I believe, what is it, $200?
Yep, that's got to cover the cost of the actual signage.
The signage
things
and
like
that.
Yep.
Yeah, and it goes up, and is it a 10-year that the sign is up for, I believe?
Yes.
I thought, yeah, for the naming of that, yeah. It's a nice way of remembering, you know.
Great way to promote history as well.
Right,
There's a lot of
exactly.
names
Yes,
that-
it
Right,
is.
and we do have a lot of history in town.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right. Another thing I'd like to also say is the sculpturing that we have. We have, what, 8 of them in town now?
Yeah.
And it was brought up to our group to be part of it, and I think it's a great thing, and I think Dennis was part of it in another area of the states, and I'd like him to talk a little bit about that because it was him and Greg Oberon, I think, that brought it to the attention of the city. I think it would be a great thing for him to say.
I was very involved. Thank you, Tom. I was very involved in a project in a community where they started the first year we did it. We had 9 sculptures, and the sculptures were up for 11 months, and the citizens voted on which one they want to stay. And at the end of those 11 months, that one would stay. And what happened was that businesses started buying sculptures. And imagine driving around Clinton, and you go past every bank, hospital, doctor's office, law office, et cetera, and or by a factory, and you see sculptures and public art out, or restaurants. You imagine driving up and down Main Avenue and seeing. Well, I remember back in '99 when they ripped up everything on Fifth Avenue South from storefront to storefront in the 100-200 block, and as part of that process, they even put in those sculptures that were right there. And imagine more of that with the idea that even those that rotate and throughout. The one of a child reading a book just here last couple of months in the other community I'm referring to, PTA stepped forward and said, there's a teacher at one of the elementary schools that had cancer. We'd like to buy that sculpture and put it right outside the window of the library so everybody will ever remember such and such a teacher in our community. and what she had done. And that's that next level of getting it out and involved and incorporated into the community. And with a couple of tweaks that we can make, the amount of involvement from the private sector can jump dramatically and really expand this thing. It gets a lot more public art, which goes back again to that a whole different perception, self-perception, and perception when others come to visit the community about this. So those are just some of the things that the Property Improvement Committee is working on. And we appreciate, Mayor, you taking the time to meet us here and let us review some of these things.
Yeah, well, I thank you guys very much for being with me today and talking about, and this is a small sample size of what the Neighborhood Improvement Committee does. Thank you for your service, all of you and everybody that's on the committee, because it is a volunteer committee, and we appreciate your time to dedicate to make the city a great place to live, work, and play. So thank you very much. And if you want to be involved, you can always put in an application for the Neighborhood Improvement Committee. Those applications are on the city website. So thank you again. And the final words there, Dennis?
The second city council meeting in July will feature a public presentation. Hannah Peart and Chris Hansen are going to be doing the talking to the public, and we'll have a slideshow and a bunch of other stuff to even expand beyond. So a lot more opportunity. And to the mayor's point, you can get involved and go to the city website, find the Neighborhood Improvement Committee. You want to be involved in the committee, you want to volunteer or nominate a Property Improvement Award winner or a House for a Minutes Matter, get involved in any of these sorts of things. You can be involved.
All right. Thank you. That concludes this edition of the Mayor's Spotlight. We will see you next time.